Hello everybody, and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. It is now the 20th day of summer. We are moving on from the 15th, which is where I last left off after our chicken festival, and it was a pretty uneventful week for the most part. Not really anything going on, or else I would have tried to do a video before today. But Bazaar Day has rolled around once again, and I've got lots of stuff to bring with me. Now, unfortunately, I kind of ran out of time yesterday to really get my inventory together, so I'm gonna skip a lot of my chores and do my best to kind of get my inventory ready here for the bazaar, because I want to make sure that we've got lots of stuff to sell. I have to do all of the cooking that I need to do. I didn't get a chance to really do a lot of that. I'm not even sure what I was doing yesterday, but I definitely ran out of time. And we're gonna make a few new recipes. Now, one of the things that I forgot to do last week for our previous bazaar was to turn all of my tomatoes into tomato salads. Much more profitable to do this. So this is a simple recipe with using just a tomato. And I'm gonna go for it and just turn all 90 of them that I have into tomato salad. I still have more tomatoes coming, and I can save some of those in the future if I'd like, for other recipes or to create some seeds. But that's going to give us a nice healthy amount of salad to sell at the bazaar for sure. I also had some of my cucumbers come in. I'm still growing those in my basement, so we'll go ahead and make some mixed salad, which is still a very good money-making recipe. And I also now have a pretty good supply of corn, and we can make a really simple recipe with just corn. And once again, I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna use all of the corn that I have. And we have now been able to make some popcorn. I would 100% recommend doing this because you will get much more profit out of popcorn than you would out of just selling the crop on its own. Now, I didn't have time to really experiment with this for this video, but I have done it in the future. And if you're able to start processing corn into seeds, that is definitely the most profitable thing that you can do with corn that you get throughout this season, and that is something that I will be doing next time. But for now, we will still get a decent amount of money. And that just gives us another big stack of stuff to sell. And now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna make up my usual stuff, my pudding, use up some of my milk here. And I also have to go and grab a few things from our windmills along the way as well. So I'll leave a few inventory spaces open. But I just wanted to get all the cooking out of the way. I also managed to harvest wheat from down in our basement. That has been growing for quite a significant amount of time, but our basement here is emptying out, and I will probably buy some more wheat seeds from the bazaar today. And there's going to be a lot that we can do once we turn wheat into flour. I just haven't gotten around to it yet because that happens very, very recently for me, and I wasn't able to get that done before today's bazaar. And there's obviously some items I've missed, like obviously I haven't made my wool with anything through the windmill. I probably could have some more tea leaves processed, but I'm just gonna go with what I have in my inventory right now. I've also brought my gifts along to be gift wrapped, all of my bugs and my frogs for Antoinette and Freya. I got the notification that there's some more grass seeds as well, so I'll go and pick those up. And it's 9 o'clock now, so I think I can kind of head that way. And unfortunately, our pineapples are not quite ready. They should be ready any day now, but they're not ready quite yet. However, did not realize that these pumpkins have come in finally, which is nice. Now, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with all of my pumpkins, so I'll probably leave some behind. But we can make another new dish if we want to, using those pumpkins. And I'm just gonna make 3 of them. If you just go ahead and put the pumpkins in on their own, you can make some pumpkin soup. So lots of new recipes today, which is pretty exciting. I obviously have lots to do on the farm when I get back. I've got some tomatoes that have come in. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of watering. But bazaar days are always very, very busy for me, especially when I don't do 100% of the inventory management ahead of time. But at least we got to cook lots of new stuff today and unlocked a few new recipes, which is always exciting. And then if I have the space, I'm also going to go ahead and grab the wool that I have. And my very last necklace. I do not have any more of these processing because I currently don't have the ore that I need. So that might be interesting. We might run out of being able to kind of have those to fall back on for a little bit of extra profits. 10:30, we're still here at about our usual time. And we can just have a look through some of our items here before we actually set them out. Some of the new items anyways. Tomato salad, they're worth $280 each. Currently at what I have with a 1.5 star quality, which is really not worth that much money. Obviously, tomatoes, I would say, are probably one of the least profitable things that you can grow in the summertime, but you at least get a large abundance of them, if nothing else. And it doesn't matter whether you make salad or whether you turn them into seeds, the profit should be about the same on these. Pumpkin soup, 3-star pumpkin soup is $1,200 as opposed to the pumpkin itself, which is $1,100. So actually not a huge difference there. And I'm gonna experiment a little bit further to see what the seeds of these would be worth. So we'll go ahead and just put these out anyways for the heck of it. And then we're gonna get $720 per bag of popcorn. And that increased from a value of $460 if I had just brought the corn on its own. So definitely worth making that into popcorn. I also had some room to bring a few things along that I had on the windmill at our farm, but I forgot. So hopefully not bringing a full bag of items isn't going to completely come back to haunt me. But I've brought huge stacks of items. So I don't think we're going to run out of things to sell. I don't think we're going to clear out our entire inventory like we've done in the past. It is going to be pretty difficult, I think, to sell through 80 seeds, 70 bags of popcorn, and 90 stacks of salads. Unless we get some very hungry people coming on through. But if we do well today, if the people keep pouring in and we keep busy, all of the stuff that we have sells for a decent amount of money. I think we're gonna do okay. An hour in and our sales haven't been too bad. Hopefully we get a big rush though, because it's kind of just been steady but not busy. Although you want to buy a stack of 7 items, thank you ma'am. I love when they just buy big stacks all at once. Almost at the 50k mark now. Very good. It's looking good. I have a good feeling about today. I also did bring this big stack of pink cat flowers to sell. Despite the fact that they're fairly fresh, I think it's going to be really hard for me to get rid of these, to give them away, or to really use them in anything at this point. So it's been a very long time since I've sold herbs or flowers or really anything that we forage for, because I've been able to use them to process into perfume, or the herbs I've been able to make into salad. But things are going bad so quickly in the summertime, and I'm running out of things to do with them. And as we saw at the chicken festival at the beginning of the week, all of my flowers were also starting to go really rotten. Lots and lots of very talkative customers today. I think we've already talked to enough of them so that we would be able to get the best customer service rating. Although it just seems to be Rick coming by over and over again. The same repeat customers. But at least it's not the customers who want to mooch stuff off of me. And since I have a nice little break in traffic here, I'll go ahead and set out a few new items. We've actually sold a pretty decent amount of popcorn, I'm surprised. Still have lots of salads, still have lots of grass seeds. And then hopefully next bazaar we won't just have grass seeds, but we will also have some corn seeds as well. And corn seeds will be almost as profitable, if not as profitable, as grass seeds. And you think about how much corn I'm growing. I think I probably have a potential to make that into a yellow pepper situation where I had so many yellow peppers and I had so many seeds that it just took me so long to get rid of them. Almost at 100k now. And going through my items rather quickly here. We may finish early, not because I will sell everything, but just I could if I wanted to, hypothetically, because I'll probably just be stuck with those few items. of depends on how fast it goes, but usually I'm pretty good about just waiting it out anyways. There are some times though when I'm just kind of waiting around for that last hour and I just have no customers. 108,000 now. So that's pretty good because we still haven't put out our necklace. We still have lots of items here. I definitely don't think that this is going to be a groundbreaking day for sales. I don't think it's going to smash any of our records, but I think we're in a pretty good position here for the next 3 hours to work away at our inventory and sell as much as we can. 128,000. Let's go ahead and put out the last of our wool. The last bottle of walnuts that I have, and I suppose at any point I could also put my necklace out, so let's go ahead and throw that out as well. It was a little bit busier. I find it always seems to get busy in the afternoon. In between like 1 and 3 kind of seems to be the busiest time for the bazaar. And now we're back to sort of steady but not busy. Although who knows, with so few items on display now, it might get busy again because there's lots of customers but so few items. They might all just kind of line up and sort of get in a long queue for all of these items. And I guess I just don't have anything interesting for either Dirk or Antoinette because I saw Dirk in the background and he didn't bother to stop by today. Could I have a grass seed? You can pay double for it. I'm being greedy and I'll take a little bit of a hit on my customer rating, but I'm gonna risk it. I think it's fine. This is definitely the situation that I knew I was going to find myself in, was near the end it was going to be just the 2 large stacks of items that I was going to have left. And at this point I think we would be fine to stop. I think we're going to place first in both categories again today. And it's definitely going to slow down in this last little hour here. But I don't really want my salads to sit in my inventory for too long because they might start to go bad if they have to sit for a week. For a week, they might actually be okay, but it is really, really surprising how quickly things go bad in the summertime. Perfect! Look at that. I don't have to worry about it, apparently, because that was all of my salads. I'm actually very, very surprised that I managed to get rid of all of them, but that's fantastic news. I got rid of everything that I brought with me. I wasn't planning on selling any of the stuff that I have in my inventory at this very moment. $225,000. Which is a pretty good sales day. I'm happy with that. Cannot complain. And unlike last time, I do have some plans to spend some money. Not a lot of money, but at least a little bit of money. From my good friend Felix here, I'm going to buy myself a replacement cat bell and a replacement dog bone. I couldn't tell you what happened to them. I thought I was keeping a close eye on them, but they somehow got lost. So, going to just spend a little bit of money to replace both of those. And because all of my wheat grew in, I'm going to replace them. I'm gonna buy a few bags just so that I have these. Now, I can also make these in the windmill, and I might be able to increase the quality of them through the windmill because you need fertilizer in order to create the seeds. But I'm not too worried about increasing the quality of wheat because I think when I'm doing baking and cooking, the stuff that I'm baking and cooking with will be the higher quality ingredients, and I'm hoping it'll kind of balance out. So I'm gonna buy 30 of those. And then when I was looking through Enrique's inventory here, I decided to buy myself another dog. My dog at home currently is outnumbered 2 to 1 because we have 2 cats and only 1 dog. And this dog here, this particular style, reminds me a lot of the dog in A Wonderful Life. Looks almost identical. So I named the dog Cheese because that is the name of the very, very first dog that I ever named the very first time I ever played A Wonderful Life as a kid. So just kind of a little bit of nostalgia and tradition. And our dog will now have a little friend to play with. And our good friend Diego is really holding out on us here because he has not once, since we bought the fall sun, had the summer sun for sale. So I haven't been able to change my basement at all because I haven't seen the summer sun come up for sale. So after spending a little bit of money up there, I would just come down here and get everything wrapped up. I'll go ahead and just wrap one of each so that I can go and give a present to Freya and Antoinette on my way home. And again, normally I would take the time, I would actually wrap up all of the 6 gifts that I brought for each of them. And that is it. So still have a crazy amount of money in my inventory. We're close to $1 million right now. We're almost sitting on $1 million that we are not using. But there really just isn't anything else here. There's no food that's really standing out to me. Lloyd isn't selling any ores that I need at the moment. I don't think we need to make our stall any bigger because we've actually been selling out of all of our items for the last bazaar or 2. And so I am ready to call it quits and to head on out. And just because I can, we'll go ahead and stop in and give Freya and Antoinette their gifts. I had gift-wrapped presents for them all week. I just ran out, I think, the day before the bazaar. So I've been trying to continue to give them the gifts that I have to increase their heart points the most, but it hasn't moved at all. We are still at an orange heart for both of them at this time. So I just gotta keep trying. That's really all I can do, is just keep at it, and hopefully it happens soon, because we are getting close to the end of summer at this point. And all that's left now is to look at our bazaar results. After we get our visit from Enrique, of course. who is going to deliver our dog to us. Now my little house is starting to feel a little bit crowded here with all of these animals. I really wish you could get little doggy beds or cat beds for them or something. I mean, they don't look uncomfortable lying on the floor, but I'm sure I could afford to put a few little animal beds here and there. But they're fine. They're all happy. They're all getting along. Third place is 136,000, and we nearly got 100,000 over that. So again, we really have nothing to worry about, even though I did not bring the max amount of items that I normally do to sell. I was still perfectly fine. May not have been fine without that necklace, to be fair. But we'll see if things change at all next time if I don't have a necklace to bring with me. You worked so hard. Thank you. Yes, I do. I'm working my ass off, growing my own vegetables. And the risk was worth it to get a little bit of extra money on that one purchase because we still managed to get our customer service rating as well. So I'm gonna guess that he's going to give me another yogurt. Now, I think you can get other prizes, possibly. Again, I don't mind. I mean, that's 2,000 free dollars that he's basically handing us over every single week. So I'm not exactly mad about that. So there you have it. We have another successful Bazaar day under our belts, and we have just one more in this season, upcoming on the 27th. This is another extremely uneventful week with nothing going on aside from a birthday for Raul today and a birthday for Kevin on the 25th. And then following our Bazaar, to end off the season, at the very least, we do have the horse race coming up. So I have all week to train and to practice, and hopefully we can either get our horse's affection or their training level to maybe move a little bit. It might make a little bit of a difference, but probably not. But in any case, I will be back if I have anything important to talk about before then. If not, I want to thank everybody so very much for watching, and I will be seeing you next time.